In this video, we speak with Dr. Logan Shemwell, owner of Peak Performance Chiropractic. We discuss three topics that we see adults commonly deal with on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share with somebody you know may need help with daily bodily function issues.
All right, Logan. So I'm a guy in my mid 30s. Obviously, I bodybuild, power lift. I'm a active duty police officer, but I still like to play recreational sports. I play softball. A lot of my buddies golf, play softball. They like to play with their kids. What are three ways, guys, let's say 20 to 50 years old?
Okay.
What are three ways that they can? What are three things they can do on a daily basis to help keep injuries down?
What I would say, the reason that we're having injuries to begin with, right? So what's happening on a day-to-day basis? It's usually structural changes over time. That's what's causing these injuries, right? Pain is the last thing to show up. It's the first thing to leave. So pain itself, I feel like everybody wants to get, wrapped up in what is pain? Why are we having this pain? It's bad. It's actually a good thing that we're having it because it's telling us our body is working, right? So the first thing I always recommend is first find somebody in the area that understands structural patterns and how well the body can move. Because if we're focused on symptom-based pain, we're never going to get to the actual root cause of what's actually going on. Why is it breaking down over time? So that would be my number one step, is find somebody in the area that you trust to be able to help diagnose the fact of, hey, you're structurally imbalanced. You have a lot of mobility or stability issues going on. Number two is just move. I feel like as a whole, we don't move enough, right? I feel like we're sitting a lot. I feel like a lot of people get sucked into Netflix, to scrolling, and I'm one of those too. Like at night, I'm a doom scroller sometimes, right? Just to try to let the mind chill, which isn't great. But I would say that's number two, is just to be active doing something. And then number three would be to focus on what we're putting in our bodies, right? I think that's a big thing right now, is everybody's wanting a quick fix, which I'm all for peptides and everything like that, and anything that's going to be able to help move us forward in the right direction, right? But the amount of inflammation and different things that we're exposing ourselves to over time can also increase that rate of injury, in a long span of where we're looking at. So find somebody that you trust in the community that can understand what's going on with the body. Number two, move. And number three, be mindful of what we're putting in our bodies.
Gotcha. Thank you. That's good, man.
Yeah.
All right, Logan. So something else that people don't ask me directly, but it's what they really mean, is how can we keep systemic inflammation down in the body from like kind of a functional standpoint of where you come from?
Sure. Yeah. I think the big thing, people think of inflammation and the first thing they think of is diet.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. And a lot of people go that route. But a lot of people don't understand this, is the fact that if you have something structurally off, right, your body is going to hold more inflammation. You're going to be in that constant state of fight or flight 24/7, to where even though you're eating healthy, you're going to hold a lot more inflammation that way. So in regards to like keeping it down, you can eat clean, but if you're in a constant inflammatory state, it's tough to get out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm a chiropractor, so I see it as, hey, let's remove these interferences. Let's get the body back from a parasympathetic state, from a sympathetic state, where we are actually able to rest and digest everything that we are putting in our body. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. And I would definitely agree with you on that, because I consider myself to be a high level athlete.
Sure.
Maybe not from an accolade standpoint, but from like what I do on a day-to-day basis, from resistance training to low intensity cardio to high intensity cardio. I still try to play softball, and I got into golf, and I'm golfing 3 to 4 to 5 rounds a week, and I can feel like the inflammation accumulating when I am quote unquote off.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, one of the two things I try to do is, one, I try to make sure I'm getting more sleep. And then my next offset is like calling the chiropractor to go in and get adjusted or something figured out, because I can feel my hips are off and my neck is off and my back goes.
Sure.
But some people don't know, they don't have the body awareness to know like, hey, this is off, because they've been living in that chronic place of like misalignment or unalignment for so long that it just they feel comfortable, or they're comfortable in that discomfort of being off.
Yeah.
So for somebody who maybe doesn't have the body awareness, can you maybe shed some light to what that might look or feel like, to know like, hey, something's off, and I know I'm holding inflammation, but I'm not quite sure to maybe get them to get
100%.
in here to reach out to somebody like you.
Yeah, I would say the big thing is like, what do you love and enjoy? Like, what do you enjoy doing? What do you love doing from a day-to-day basis? If something is preventing you from doing that to the fullest extent, then it might be time to get checked out.
Mhm.
If it's, for instance, you golf. So it's, man, I feel great when I golf until holding like 9,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm struggling the back 9.
Mm-hmm.
Something's off. I want to get down and play with my kids, but every single time I get up, it's a struggle. You know, those are the type of things. And when I see patients in the office, it comes back to something is affecting their day-to-day life. We never want to go to see a doctor. For the most part, I would say majority of people don't want to go sit up in a doctor's waiting office for who knows how long. But until you put yourself in that seat, something is affecting you on a day-to-day basis that's making it hard, or you're not enjoying something as much. And at that point, I feel like that's when they're coming, or they need to be coming to get seen.
Yeah, great.
Mhm.
Great. Thank you. All right, Logan. So the next thing I want to get into is, from your perspective, what are the things or thing that can really be driving fatigue on a day-to-day basis for the average person?
Well, other than sleep itself, people that are seeing me, I feel like the people that don't fully understand what's going on with their body, to the point of, hey, if something structurally is off, that we're fighting 24/7 to keep, whether that's you're a nurse and you're standing up all day and you're having that low back pain, if you're in a constant state of pain, if you're a dental hygienist reaching over, in people's mouths all day, or you're a truck driver and your low back's killing you because you're sitting all day, it's your body's constant state of, hey, we're fighting to hold a structure, and our body's kind of working against us versus working with us. That over time can cause fatigue on itself. But until you change those structural issues going on, I mean, you're going to always have that tired feeling. And that's what I would say is really causing fatigue, is people live in pain. And pain is common, but it's not normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when our body's fighting against us versus fighting with us, I feel like there's no amount of sleep that, can fully rest us completely.
I agree. And I think from something I see, I'm sure you see and hear this a lot too, there's so many people who are, again, they're comfortable with the discomfort of the pain that they're in, that instead of fixing the core issue, which, yes, it will take more effort, maybe more time, but it'll actually get you a place where it's actually alleviated, you can get a better quality of life back, is that they will take BC powder or Aleve or Motrin to get them through the morning or the day. But it's like, you do that, like, how long do you want to continue to do that over time before you just address the issue? It's for me, it's like, I look at it as a car. It's like your check-engine and lights on, and you need an oil change, and you need new tires, but you're just driving your car down the road more and more and putting more and more torturous miles on it versus just going to get a new set of tires, changing the oil, and going to get that spark plug changed out.
Sure.
Because if you don't, you're eventually going to have, an engine rod that knocks, and then you blow your engine, and then your car's going to be, undrivable, where you're taking a $800 issue and taking it into a $5,000 issue.
100%. And that's kind of the analogy that we use, is when something's off, it's like driving your car down the road, but your emergency brake's on.
Yeah.
Everything you do, it's going to feel harder. You're still able to go straight, but it's just like you're working against yourself. So our job is to ultimately remove the emergency brake. Just take that off, just so everything feels like lighter and easier to do.
Gotcha. That's great, man.